Yeah, I shouldn't be. I don't think so. I should be talking about me much because Gokul has given a little bit of introduction for that. And I think everybody is doing great on this Sunday evening. Looking forward to the next week, having a good chill time. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to have a great time during this session as well. And I'm going to ensure, along with all the role players over here, is going to ensure that you all enjoy the session. With that said, before we start off this today's session, I have a quick poll ready for you guys. Just take out your phone for a minute and poll responsibly. Okay, let me just share my screen over here. Just let me know once you can see it. I think I've shared the screen. Are you guys good? Can you see the screen?
Yes, Akhil.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So please go to the website slido.com. SLI. Just type in over there in your browser, slido.com. And enter the numbers, enter the code 34686. Are we all good? Shall we go to the polls then? Okay, with
yes,
with that said, I am going to the polls right now. So the first question for you is, I love to go to dash mountains or beaches. Poll in your interest. Okay. Okay. We do have six votes, right? 6 polls right now already, and I can see we do have more than 20 members over here. So please, mountains and beaches. 5 people are interested in going to the beaches right now, and 5 people mountains. Okay, we do have 13 more people. I think it's your time to select one of these. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Beaches are going more. Beaches are, a great trend right now. Okay. All right. I'll take you to the next question then. In that case, let's go to the next question. How would you describe a beach? The words that comes to your mind when you see or think about beach. And most of the guys over here are interested in going to a beach, right? So, okay, peace, love, amazing. I can relate to the same way. Never ending, yeah. Sand house, calm. Okay, more people to respond. Long chit chat, yes. Long chit chat with your family. Sunday. I don't know what it is. The waves, yes. Water everywhere. Moon, edge of the earth, amazing, yes. Okay, all right. I think we do have enough inner peace. Yes, we do have enough votes right now. So I'm gonna stop this. Okay, calm is the most describable word for beach, I guess. Then continuously trying. Okay, all right. With that said, I'm gonna close this poll right now. Thank you very much for your overwhelming responses here. Can we just stop sharing? Okay, all right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everybody, for your overwhelming response. Just like most of the guys over here, I'm really fond of beaches. And for that matter, for your sake and for my sake, let's make today's theme as beaches. So at a beach, for me, it's the meeting point of 2 worlds, the water world and the human world. One dive into the ocean, and I'm able to transcend into another life. I become a new me. A beach is like a fence or a porch for humans to sit on and look at the vast ocean, which is free, limitless, and holds a new world within. I go from the hustle bustle of the city and take a break, not during these pandemic times, before that, sitting at the beach, meeting the ocean. The ocean communicates and reciprocates to my emotions and tells me that it is okay to feel furious sometimes and calm at the other. It's okay to meet with joy and say hello or just stay quiet and aloof. The best out of all is that it tells me not to take any crap from anyone. With that said, now I would like to present our general evaluator, Toastmaster Lokesh, to the stage to explain his role and introduce his team. Over to you, general evaluator, Toastmaster Lokesh.
Thanks, PMOD Akhil.
Am I audible and visible to everyone?
You are. You are, Lokesh.
Okay. Thanks, Akhil. So I'll be playing as a.
We lost you, Lokesh. Lokesh, we are unable to hear you. So just let's wait. Yeah, Lokesh.
Akhil, Mani here, so I will check with them and let you know in 2 minutes.
Definitely, that'll be really helpful.
Yeah, thank you.
I know that these times, we experience such technical glitches every now and then during our office calls, during our Toastmaster meeting, during a contest as well. So I think we're all good to experience these kind of, this kind of things in our daily life these days.
Sorry, Akhil. It was a technical glitch from my
Not
side.
an issue. Not an issue, Lokesh. Over to you, Lokesh. Thank you very much.
Okay. Sorry, Toastmaster, for the inconvenience. So I have a tag team with me. Uh, T means timer, A means R counter, and G means grammarian. So timer role will be played by Toastmaster Ashok from AstraZeneca Club. Toastmaster Ashok, can you share your objective, please?
Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, Ashok.
Yeah. So hello everyone. I'll be the timer of the day for this meeting, and my role will be to time all the speeches. So for the prepared speakers, the speakers will be having 5 to 7 minutes. So at 5 minutes, since we will be having some presentations as well, so we'll be going with this bell sound. So you can hear this bell sound. So for the prepared speeches at 5 minutes, I'll be having this sound as one time. And at 6 minutes, I'll be having this sound 2 times. And for the 7th minute, I'll be having this sound for 3 times. And for the evaluation, the time will be 2 to 3 minutes. At the 2nd minute, I'll be having sound for 1 time. At 2 minutes 30 seconds, I'll be having this sound for 2 times. At 3 minutes, I'll be having this sound for 3 times. And for the table topics, we'll be having 1 minute, 1 minute 30 seconds, and 2 minutes. And after the time is over, speakers will be having 30 minutes to wrap up their speech. Thank you for that. Over to you, G.
Thanks, Ashok. The R counter role will be played by Toastmaster Ganeshan from Walkie Talkie Nanangalu. Toastmaster Ganeshan, can you share your objective, please?
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. My name is Ganesh, and today I will be the accounter for the class meeting. Actually, my role and responsibility is I will observe when the speakers will speak, how their speech, how they are giving their speech. I will keenly observe, and during observation, I will note down the filler sounds used as a clutch by anyone who speaks during the meeting. Words may be inappropriate interjections such as and, well, but, so, etc. And some repeated words also. And I will also observe the sounds, like sound may be etc. I will record the overlap pauses, overused words, and filler sounds relates often during the speaker during the meetings. And at the end of the speech, I will give my report. Thank you.
Thanks, Ganeshan, for describing all your objectives. So now I would move on to our grammarian for the day, Toastmaster Suman from TCS Titans. Toastmaster Suman, can you share your objective as a grammarian?
Yeah, thank you, TM Lokesh. Firstly able to hear me and able to see us?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, hi.
Yes,
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. Today I'll be playing the role of a grammarian. So as a grammarian, I'll be paying close attention to all the speakers, listening their thoughts and the codes are saying, whichever they do. And it is my duty to introduce the word of the day, and I'll be sharing my screen in a while. So I hope you guys can see my screen, right? So the word of the day is exhilarate, so which makes someone feel very happy or animated or elated. So the usage can be like we all are exhilarated by today's event, so for the today's meeting. So I kindly encourage all of us to use this word of the day, exhilarate. So I hope it's clear, and over to you, TM Lokesh.
Thanks, Suman, for giving this such a wonderful word of the day. With that note, I would like to say that I'll present my report at the end of the meeting. And over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Akhil.
Thank you very much, General Valuator Lokesh. Thank you very much for your for the team as well for introducing your team and helping us understand the process. So, Toastmasters and guests, our meeting is divided into 3 segments here: better speaking, better thinking, and better listening. So, let's start off with the first segment, the better speaking segment, which consists of presentation of manual speeches prepared or selected by our speakers today. And our first speaker over here for today is a hard worker. He toils his day at farm, which we rarely get to see from the youth these days. And he's humorous. He's none other than Mallikarjuna from AstraZeneca GCO Toastmasters Club, and he's going to give his level 1 evaluation and feedback speech. Toastmaster Karthik Balaji from TCS Maitri Titans would be the speech evaluator. Toastmaster Karthik, could you please read out his objectives?
Akhil, am I audible?
Yes, thank you, Karthik.
So, Toastmaster Mallikarjuna is attempting his evaluation and feedback speech, which is the second speech. The purpose of the speech is, the purpose of the project is for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. So, over to you, Toastmaster Mallikarjuna.
Thank you very much, Karthik. So, over to you, Toastmaster Mallikarjuna. Toastmaster Mallikarjuna, speech title, Life in Lockdown. Toastmaster Mallikarjuna.
Thank you so much, Akhil. That was best introduction. Yeah, the deadly disease of coronavirus had spread all over the world within span of time. And why? Because there was no drug, there is no vaccine. Due to this, it is drastically spreaded. So there is no other way. The only way is the lockdown. Fellow Toastmasters and our special guests, good evening, everybody, and hope everyone are doing well. Everyone knows this lockdown is initiated in mid of March. And one good thing was, so our company announced 2 weeks before only everybody are going to work from home. So hence I decided to go back to my native, and so with that decision, I had made all the arrangements like internet access, power backup, everything I had made arranged in my home, and I was ready to start back to my home. And everyone suggested.
Mallikarjuna, sorry to interrupt you there. Can you just enable your video? We are unable to see you. We would love to see you.
Yeah, I'm really so sorry. I already enabled the video.
Okay. Can you just try again? Okay.
Yeah, I have just disabled and enabled.
It's completely dark.
I'm really so sorry.
All right, Mallikarjuna. Go ahead. Sorry to interrupt you.
Okay, that's absolutely fine. So before I tested, when I was giving my introduction, it was worked fine, but I don't know now. Okay. Yeah, sorry guys. Sorry for the inconvenience. Maybe due to choose integrated camera, virtual background. I just made some settings over here. Go HD. Yeah, I'm really so sorry, guys. Sorry, Akhil.
Right. Not an issue. Go ahead.
Getting back to my speech. Yeah, so I was made all the arrangements to go back to my native, guys. And then, yeah. And everyone suggested don't use public transport like train or buses because we don't know who is the victim carrying coronavirus. So I had made my decisions to go back to my native with my own vehicle. I do have Honda Activa 125. So with that, I started. The journey was accelerated and the journey was successful also. Everything went well. Once I reached over there, so next, within few days, the lockdown was initiated. So I belong to a small village, which is completely remote area from city. So the impact of lockdown was nothing. I used to roam with my friends, my schoolmates. Even I completely belongs to a farming. In my family is depending on farming, so I used to help them in all the ways. And when I compared with the guys who are all, my colleagues who are all living in Chennai and other cities, so they were giving an feedback. So they couldn't even come to outside. So compared to them, I felt, yeah, I'm in best village where I don't have that much restrictions to come out and to enjoy. So I felt very happy compared to the city's life in this, especially in lockdown period. So everything was going well and I felt like blessed because I have never get this much of time to be spent with my family. And I was trying to help, here and there I used to help my parents in farming. I felt everything was going well. I was very happy. And one fine day, everybody would have seen the garland lily flowers which we were planted in our paddy field. And everybody knows, so we had only 3 hours of elapsed time, so we have to go in early morning, grab our lively goods which are all needed in the morning, from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. So in this time only we have to cut these flowers and we have to hand over nearest city, which is 30 kilometers far away from my native. So every day it was going well. One fine day, due to huge corona cases were increased, so our policemen were decided to not to, they decreased kind of, so from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. only the people were allowed inside the city and people can get out from city. So like this, the lockdown is bit shrink. That I didn't know. And that day I took the flowers, I handed over by 8 o'clock and I was about to return back to my native. And one of the sub-inspector of police, he caught me. Hope everybody would have seen these trolls of videos that polices were beating the bikers and all. Hope everybody would have seen, and there were so many videos. We used to felt very bad. But here comes my situation over here, guys. I really got scared when he stopped me and he was explaining me all these things. So why you are coming out and what's, right, what's the current situation. But what I have explained all the situations and all what and all which had faced on a daily activity. But he told me, what's the time and the lockdown time and all. Yes, but unfortunately I didn't know. Then so immediately he took my bike keys and he told me to stand beside. I went, I stand over there, and there were some other bikers who came and same thing happened. But unfortunately, few of the others, they were well dressed and with nice shirt and pant, and they told due to some emergency with hospitals, nobody looks like ill. So he started beating them. That's where I could see in front of me that he's hitting others. And another auto guy, he's carrying around 5 to 6 passengers in 7-seater auto, and he's also got same beatings in front of me. I'm getting a bit sure. And finally, so the big vehicle had come to carry all the bikes, and finally I tried to request him. So this is the situation. I have to go back to my paddy field to supply water. I told him what exact scenario. He looked at me. I wore one shaded T-shirt and with lungi. He looked at me and he felt, yes, this guy looks like farming only. So he allowed me to go. That's where I felt very happy. So immediately I came back and everything was going well. One fine day, the unlock is started. Hope everybody knows. So at that time, one of my neighbor, he started going to work like as a sales rep. And few days back, he was not feeling well. And then he got COVID positive. At the same time, my mom and brother was also not feeling well, and the symptoms similar to COVID situation. The cough and fever, and immediately I don't know what to do. Even entire my family got scared. don't have any things to do. We were in that much dilemma whether if we go for a test, if it is comes as positive, then they will be quarantined. So main pillars of our family. So we were in that much situation, and unfortunately, that guy, the somewhere blood test samples were missed, it seems. So due to that, he got COVID negative. The quarantine for him, it's got over, and as of my parents were also got recovered. So that was one of the biggest scarcity which I felt. Yeah. So this is what which I would like to share it with you guys. Thank you so much for giving me opportunity. Yeah, handing over to Akhil. Be safe, guys. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mallikarjuna. Our next speaker is quite a new Toastmaster, but someone who's already in this game brave and quick. And he is Raven from TCS Mighty Titans, and he's going to give us level 1 project 3. Toastmaster Madhavan from Nangaluru Walkie Talkies would be the speech evaluators. Toastmaster Madhavan, could you please read out his objectives?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. I am audible.
Yes, Madhavan.
Happy evening, my dear Toastmasters, esteemed guests, and my target speaker, Toastmaster Ravant Kumar in particular. The purpose of this project is for the member to learn or review basic research methods and present a well-organized, well-researched speech on any topic. All the very best, Toastmaster Ravant Kumar. Over to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Madhavan. Toastmaster Raven, are you there?
Yes, Akhil. Can I go third? I'm facing a little bit internet connectivity issues.
All right, Raven. In that case, over to you, Toastmaster Raven. His speech title, The Resilience Conundrum, Toastmaster Raven.
Before I start, I wanted to do an audio and video check first. Am I audible? Am I visible?
Yes, Raven.
Yes, Raven. Okay. And I'm going to share my screen as well. I wanted to test that out as well. Can I do that as well?
Please.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We can
Hope
see
it's
your
visible,
screen.
right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So I'm good to start.
Yes. Over to you, Raven.
One fine day, I joined the IT industry, and the first ever project I got into was microservices. And those of you who don't know what microservices is, don't worry. Even I didn't know what it was. I just went in. One of the key advantages of microservices was that the application stays resilient. So there is no single point of failure. So that's when I heard the word resilience first in my life. And after some time, I realized that we were moving our applications to the cloud, be it AWS or PCF, anything. And one of the key advantages of that cloud was that the application stays resilient. So this, and then with the advent of coronavirus, we realized that if our economy is crumbling, the country should be resilient. So this word resilient kept coming up again and again and again. So what is this resilience? Let's see what resilience is first. So resilience is the capacity to recover from an adversity or anything. So there are lots of definitions with respect to resilience, with respect to all the people who have researched about it. Let's see them as well. I'm changing my slide. Yeah. So these are few definitions that are given by people who we might not have heard of because they are not famous. Isaac Newton or Marie Curie, and they didn't do as path-breaking as it may seem. But we live in our situation, and it is important to know about resilience as such. So these are few definitions, such as the ability to bounce back from adversity, frustration, and misfortune given by Ledesma, and the stable trajectory of healthy functioning after a highly adverse event by Bonanno et al. So as you can see, this research is pretty much new, and the people who have presented them are very recent. Now, why should I talk about resilience as such? As a kid, we all must have, aimed really big, let's say shooting for the stars. But what happened as we grew up,
we tend to forget. We just went, settle for something little less. And why that happened? Because we either realized that the goal was very far ahead and we couldn't reach. And there might be so many factors, such as the question paper was tough, or I didn't have enough time, and all those things. But the person who says that I went in with my full ability, but then I couldn't, I gave my best, but I still failed. So I'm going to try again. And probably the next time I might get it. That important quality that enables us to be successful is called resilience. And resilience is the most important thing that we should have, because all our goals, whatever we take, will have ups and downs as well. You must have seen this movie. Definitely. This is the movie scene from Annamalai. It's the scene where the movie's hero Rajni realizes that he has been betrayed by his friend. His building was demolished. And he goes into his friend's house and goes, Ashok, in the naal, battery la kurchi, sorry. In the naal, unnora dairy la kurchi vechiko was the comment, which literally translates to, hold on a second, I think my video is paused. Yeah. All right. In the null, I'm totally screwing up the power that came up with the dialogue, but I'm just going to this here. So what happened was that he faced an adversity and then he took it upon himself, and then he came out successful, as seen in the second part of the image, isn't it? So, but here is one conundrum. Conundrum is something that you'll have to think about, and maybe, we can consider it to be a policy as well. We might think that the adversity was the reason that he came up in successfully as a victor. But more often than not, it is not the case. Our mind is a very peculiar thing. It always sees for the cause and effect, isn't it? So whenever something happens, such as this scene where the friend betrayed me, and then I'll have to successful to stand up to him. This is the thing that his mind did, and not the adversity at all. It was his coping mechanism that made him successful. So remember, you have the power, just as Marcus Aurelius said. Marcus Aurelius is the famous Roman emperor who wrote the Meditations, one of the important books in Stoic philosophy. You have the power over your mind and not the external events. And realize this, you will find strength. So remember, if you want to be successful, don't wait for any adversity. And just because adversity happened doesn't mean that you'll be successful as well. It's all in your mind. Next, we'll see how to sustain resilience. We have seen that we'll be successful, but over a period of time, we might not even realize who we were before we became successful. I'll give you one example. I was a kid back then, and it was my sister's birthday, and the birthday party was going on just right behind me, and I had a test the next day. You know what I did? I just studied, and without a bit of distraction, I just kept studying. But fast forwarded to today's date, if I'm working on some project and I see a mail pop up coming from the side, I'll simply get distracted and just open and see what the mail is. That is my attention span these days. What really happened? I didn't resign. Why do I say I didn't resign? Because our attention span keeps diverting, and you'll have to bring it back. And that is exactly what is resilience, isn't it? So I didn't resign, and that's where my attention span is today. And that's what I'm hoping I'll be improving upon. So we'll have to sustain whatever we did. So there are a few ways in which you can do it. One is do what you do better, just better each day. Because of course we might be stuck with doing the same job again and again, and you might be feeling frustrated. Why should I do this? But then just do it better each day. Challenge yourself so that every day seems a challenge and you just become great. And the second is start with why, as mentioned by Simon Sinek in his book of the same name. He says, whenever you start something, remember why you started it. Whenever you take something, you'll definitely have ups and downs. So when you're at the down point of that journey, you realize why did you start? And then definitely once you realize it, you'll definitely come up. Next is build a network of healthy people. You need the motivation. You can't do anything alone. So you need the right people around. They are both physically and mentally, they should push you so that you become successful. Have that people around you. And then embrace healthy thoughts. Of course, we might have ups and downs, and we might have been on a downward spiral for a long time. That doesn't mean that you'll stay there. You'll only be at the down point or only if you let it. So have healthy thoughts that you'll definitely come up. So this was how you should sustain resilience. Next, the main part, the conundrum. Remember when I said that we are shooting for the stars? We are not all created equal. Of course, each and everything can be developed and you'll have to put all in your hard work. But most of the time, we don't know and we are simply told by our seniors or elders to do what to do. Let's take an example. The people who cracked IIT JEE, most of them even have failed the first semester. You know what really happened? They were pushed into the IIT coaching by their parents, and they revealed that they should always they should crack the IIT JEE exam, and which they did. But once they went inside the college, they realized that they didn't really want it, or they didn't really understand what engineering was. So something like this happens. We keep on doing something just because we have that never give up attitude, and that's what we have been told, that giving up is a sin. So if we do that, we'll definitely the resilience, instead of helping you, is going to push you to down. So think where should you be resilient and where you should give up. So don't be a victim of false hope syndrome. It's a word. False hope syndrome is where you just simply have a false hope that I have this adversity, I'll achieve it without doing any work. So stuff like these are called the false hope syndrome. Stay away from it and take a comprehensive review of what you can or cannot do. And remember, it's okay to give up the smaller step in order to reach the final goal. So this is another policy of resilience which you should keep in mind. So I would like to end it by saying that resilience is a trait which is acquired and not inherited. You just have to cultivate it yourself. And then tough times act as a stimulant. It doesn't mean that if you get the adversity, you'll be successful. It's all in your mind. Just as how Viktor Frankl in his book Man's Search for Meaning says, it is stupid for a man to claim that he needs adversity for greatness. He was a Holocaust survivor. You should read that book as well. And finally, accept the things you cannot change the things while you can, and have the wisdom to know the difference. Know where to be resilient and where to give up on the aspects of your goal. Having said all this, remember, these are the references that I had for taking this. So remember, if you're resilient about clicking the best picture for your Facebook profile, remember, there is a guy who lost hope in photography because of you. So know where to be resilient and know where not to be resilient. Thank you. Over to you, T.A. Modi.
Thank you very much, Raymond. So now let's move on to the next speaker. He has been a Toastmaster for 2 years, and he is a chartered vice president education for Nanganallur Walkie Talkies Club. And he is Natraj. And he is going to give us level 3, project 1. And Toastmaster Sridevi from TCS Maitri Titans would be the speech evaluator. Toastmaster Sridevi, could you please read out his objectives?
Yes. Thank you, Toastmaster Akhil. So a very good evening to everybody, and a special good evening to my target speaker, Toastmaster Jayendra. So Jayendra is going to give his project part A, level 3 of pathways in innovative planning part. And the objective of this path is for the member to practice developing and also presenting a particular proposal. And the time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sridevi. Toastmaster Natraj, are you there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Toastmaster.
Hello, Natraj. Thank you very much. And so over to you, Toastmaster Natraj. Your speech.
Akhil, can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Before that, are you guys able to hear the bells that I am ringing?
Yes, Ashok.
Okay, sure.
Thank you, Ashok.
Sorry to interrupt. The first bell is very clear. Second was also okay. The third was little shaky. So the speakers, I'm not sure if they're able to track whether it is second or third. I'm not sure. Just check that out.
Okay,
That's
maybe
my
due to
view.
my network, but thanks
Yeah,
for.
Yes.
yeah. Otherwise, it's good. We can hear.
So if that's the case, just increase the volume or something like that. Try to do that so
Or
that I can
do
audio
any
better.
of the speaker have that presentation now, or we
No,
can
I
go
don't
with the
have a
cards?
presentation.
If not there, then maybe we can go with the cards.
I'm comfortable with the sound. I can hear it. No problem.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ashok, and over to you, Nadraj. We can hear you, we can see you clearly, and your speech title: addressing the need digitally. Toastmaster Nadraj.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Everything in this world is materialistic. Everyone has a need. What is a need? A need is something what we require. And how do you know what is an essential need and what is a non-essential need? Need is always a psychological thing to a person's perspective. So there comes this person, Maslow, to explain the hierarchy of need in association with the people's psychology. He came up with a pyramid like this. From the bottom, I hope everyone can see the message chart. So from the bottom, he has been explaining psychological, safety, love and belonging, esteem, and self-actualization. So experts always say individual will concentrate on self-actualization and he will also concentrate on the other topic. The main focus would be on self-actualization. And experts say government will always help us in bringing the safety needs and then uh, psychological needs. And people say NGO concentrate, NGO that is non-government organization concentrate on esteem needs, belonging, safety, and then psychology. I would say NGO doesn't need to focus on esteem and belonging, just to focus on safety and psychology. So by mid of 2019, we started an NGO called Manjal Vanam Life Charitable Trust to bridge the gap between the buyers, the takers, and the givers. So the givers are the contributors and the takers are the people who are availing. So inspired by great role model like our own Mother Teresa. So there are many givers in this world, especially in India. History also reveals you that India is actually rich by heart and mind. So there are a lot of givers. Do you know what is the difference between need and want? So a need is essential. A want is a luxury. So this is the basic categorization between the need and the want. Givers are currently contributing to the want. We need to identify the need. We actually need to contribute to the need. Shifting the contribution from the want to the need will enrich the society. So friends, like we have focused to act as a bridge between the taker and the giver. It's not just about the money, it's about the need. So validating and helping the potential taker. So to identify a need, you need to identify the genuine takers who are in need of something. To identify the genuine takers, we need to understand about them. What is the process to understand about a fellow NGO like me, like what we started? Here's what we've taken with the step with the digital initiative called as a podcast. You would have heard of podcast. Podcast is evolving everywhere around the world. So we created a podcast. In our first season of the podcast, we ended up with 14 videos. We identified potential 11 NGOs. And then we also identified 3 individual social workers who are contributing tremendous to the society, not only during the COVID, earlier also. And this is for the person who are the taker. So we have planned a second session, season 2, to identify and encourage the CSR workers who could be a sponsor for the above 11 takers. So why do we do this? Many people always have a doubt. If our donation, you would have given a 500 rupees to a person who would have asked you that he needs to give it to his orphanage. So Many people would have still the doubt, like if our donation actually has reached the needy. When we donate, we are happy. When we give someone, the taker is happy. Is it really going to the needy? The communication is the problem. It's going to needy. The communication is the problem. So here we are to focus on the and to balance here this. So we have taken social media, which is the most powerful tool of the current era. So we took around 11 NGOs, and then we were explaining the good deeds, whatever they have did. It has also helped them to open up their hearts and say what they actually do and what they actually need. And it has also boosted the energy internally among the other NGOs. So we also have came up with a tool called Donate Card. We are actually building this. So we are actually building this to bridge between the buyer and the provider. So we have also established our roots very deep in the social media. So why social media? So social media is the strongest platform, and it's been even in this corona time, we were able to reach to people only because of social media. This September, we have reached our first anniversary. We have so far identified our takers. This year, we were working on a solution, that is the donation card. Next year, we are scaling up to the next level to help more people. Currently, we are just helping, we are limited to locations. And we are focusing on something called as NGO 4.0. You would have heard of the term industrial 4.0 of the current trend. So NGO is always still remaining with the NGO 1.0 version. So we are scaling up to the NGO 4.0 version. And this will take definitely 3 years time. It's, you know, the general proverb like Rome is not built in a day. So we need 3 years to do this good things. So currently, what we have achieved by this, so we have contributed some books for the government school. We have given some groceries for some NGO, direct to contact. Okay, so and you know, this world has a lot of problems, and this is one of the smallest solution that can change a life of huge people. So this is the solution that I proposed to do NGO 4.0. Over to the Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Natraj. Toastmasters and guests, I'm accelerated over here in this session because I'm enjoying this session, and not just for that reason. Because I was born in a place called a town. It's a town in Kerala called Calicut. A place that place is blessed with a beautiful beach, a place for the friends and family to hang out. And for me, when a friend calls me and asks me, let's meet, we don't think twice of the place where we meet because it's going to be the beach. The sand, the hot snacks, ice creams, and of course, with friends and family is a great combination. The wind, the football, the running around the beach, catching with friends, are some of the easiest times I've spent, and all those were at a beach. And not just in Calicut, even the other places I've visited, I've always enjoyed being near a seashore. And one of the best things that I've done in my life is sleeping at a beach, a beach in Gokarna. The beach is called Paradise Beach, and it was indeed a paradise. Looking at the night starry sky, I slept off, and that's something I'm going to cherish my entire life. I'm going to talk about to all the new people I'm gonna meet, and because it was serene, it was tranquil, and it was beautiful. So how many of you guys badly want to visit the beach here? I know a lot of people would be thinking about going to the beach. I know that on a Sunday evening, that's the one thing that most of you guys would be doing it. I know that. I can relate to you all guys over here. So, but let's wait. I know that during these pandemic times, it's not easy to go to the beach, and you know, it's not something that we do that, especially during any day of the week. But even if you are planning to do so, we can do that after this upcoming interesting segment of today's meeting, which is the better thinking. So let's enter the better thinking segment of a meeting, which would be led by our table topics master, Ishuran. Ishuran, he's a Toastmaster, and he's a formidable member of a Toastmaster, Nanganandal Walkie Talkie Toastmasters Club, who's very interested in this Toastmaster fraternity, which has made him reach level 3 in a short span of time. And he's going to attempt his level 3 speech or level 3 project 1 speech as the TT master. And Toastmaster Krishnan from Nanganallur Walkie Talkies would be the speech evaluator. Toastmaster Krishnan, could you please read out the objectives?
Just a second, please.
Sure.
This is level 2, project 2.
Okay. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. And a special good evening to my target speaker, Toastmaster Ishwar Rao. Toastmaster Ishwar is going to do his project on level 2 in active listening. The purpose of this project is to demonstrate your ability to listen to what others say. So he will conduct a table topics and he has to demonstrate his listening skills through the table topics. Thank you, and over to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Krishnan. And over to you, Ishwaran, Toastmaster Ishwaran, for your project and for the wonderful table topics.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, and thank you, my evaluator, Toastmaster Krishnan. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, all the guests present here. A warm welcome to this joint meet of this area. Public speaking is the art of diluting a 2-minute idea with a 2-hour vocabulary. These are in the words of John F. Kennedy. It is time for one of the most exhilarating sessions of the Toastmasters meet, that is table topics. There is also a theme that I have chosen for the day. It is traits, TRAITS. You know, we all have different traits: being kind, honest, caring, helping, appreciating, and so on. And we will talk about all these traits in the next 20 minutes or so. For the benefit of guests, I will give you a topic that you can easily connect with, and you need to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. As the timer for the day, Toastmaster Ashok mentioned initially, you will hear a bell sound after 1 minute, 2 rings after 1.5 minutes, and 3 rings after 2 minutes. You will also get a grace time of 30 seconds after 2 minutes to wrap up your speech. All right, with that introduction, let's get into the session.
Ishwaran?
Yeah.
Gokul here. Sorry to interrupt. So I thought of taking a group picture now.
Sure.
So let's just quickly finish the group picture and you can start calling the volunteers for your TT session.
Absolutely fine, Gokul. Please go ahead.
Gayatri? Gayatri? Gayatri, can you hear me? Hello, Gayatri?
I think she is on mute. It seems like she's on mute.
No, she's not muted. I think her video is frozen.
Oh.
Looks like the video is still. She's unmuted.
Hello, Natraj?
Shall I call one of them, Gokul?
Yeah, sure. I can just wait. Then I think seeing people.
There is a power cut. Sorry.
Oh.
There is a power cut in Natraj flat, I think.
Oh, okay. So can anybody else okay,
Hey, Gokul, I'm back. Sorry, there was a power interruption.
Okay. So can you all just take a picture?
Yeah, 1 second. So hope everyone can everyone switch on their camera?
Lokesh, Pallavi.
Yes, Saminathan.
Yes, Saminathan, Sumant, Mallikarjuna.
Mallikarjun.
Arvind. Madhu. Revant. Madhavan.
Hi. Sorry, I don't have my camera working properly. So
okay, no problem. No problem. Revant?
I have already done. Actually, I've joined twice through lab and mobile.
Okay.
Yeah,
This is
even
my
that's the case with me as well. My phone just died out. I'm through my PC. Please continue.
Okay.
Even my camera is also not working for me.
Yeah. Smile, please. Cheers. Okay, there we go. Just a second. Let me just check the image. And can I have something with the interesting post? Post. Once again. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
All right. Shall we continue?
Yes, TT Master, you can.
Thank you, Gokul. I really want this session to be an energetic one. So I want good participation from all of you. To start with, the priority of calling or volunteering will go like this. To start with, it will be for guests and then the non-role players. And depending upon the time that is available, others can also chip in. And I have chosen a theme, as I said, trade. So all of you can connect the topic quite easily. I really expect good participation, especially from the guests. I'm going to start the screen share now. Let me continue from there. All right. Can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sure.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. I'm going to pick a topic and then I want people to volunteer. That is the way I'm going to drive this session. If there is nobody volunteering, then probably I will call people. That is the way it is going to go. All right. First topic, empathy at work. Who wants to volunteer? Yes. I have written down some names, otherwise I will call.
Okay, I'll volunteer, Ishwaran. Lokesh.
Okay. Okay, Lokesh. Okay, go ahead, please.
Okay, thanks, Ishwaran, for the wonderful topic. And empathy at work is a really a core thing at a workplace. Suppose if we don't know about the employers and how they work, we can't assess them, and we can't make them convinced to do the work. So understanding their behavior, understanding what they are going through in their personal life as well as their workplace, if they have any hindrance in the workplace, so the key thing for a leader or any kind of boss is to understand what they are going through, which will help in the workplace, and not only in the work, but they can have a good bond and sharing. This is the kind of thing, because nobody wants to drop or switch the company because of that work, but because of the bad things, bad situations happen in the workplace, and this thing backdrop all the employers. So I feel that empathy is a basic fundamental core idea in any workplace as well as in a personal aspect also. So with that note, I want to hand over the session to Toastmaster Ishwaran.
Thank you, Lokesh, for coming up with a very good understanding or your view on what empathy is all about. Yes, you're right. It is very important to keep the employees in a safe environment. They need to feel protected. There should be a bond. In fact, you might lose employees if there is no empathy, if you do not show empathy. You really brought it out with your own personal touch. I really appreciate that. Thank you for the participation. I request the guests to come forward. This session is predominantly for the newcomers. Of course, there are also people, Toastmasters, who will participate, but I really want the guests to participate to start with. Okay. All right. The next session, next topic is going to be empathy at home. This is, according to me, even bigger, right? We all show empathy at work because it's a survival. Whereas at home, we take it for granted. I want somebody to come forward and share your thoughts on what empathy at home is all about. Who's volunteering? This is a beautiful topic. I'm sure all of you would have shown empathy to somebody at home or received empathy from somebody else. So this is something that I want you to relate and speak. Please come forward.
Ishwaran, if no guest is speaking, I would like to speak. This is Sridevi.
Sridevi. Please go ahead, Sridevi.
So a very good evening to all the Toastmasters present here. According to me, empathy is very important in our whole life, not only at a particular place, but when we are speaking about something called empathy at home, I think it is a little bit more like transparent or something, because it's always covered when it is shown to us or when we are showing to others. It's very evident when we are outside that somebody is showing us sympathy or empathy, but at home it's very veiled. We rarely see it because at home we take empathy for granted, like the TT master already mentioned. So empathy is something that's mostly mistaken for sympathy that is shown to us, because there is a generation gap also between the parents and children, and also the grandparents if they are also there. But I think there are so many levels in which people understand empathy. So there is a difference between how they show it also. But I also think when there is a need for a person to be to actually show empathy to a person, you better go into the shoes of that person and think like them, because that's the most important thing, and that's the most important thing that we actually miss out on doing. So if we are able to do that, because there is a huge age gap between, outside we have people in our age gap and we tend to roam with those people, but at home that is not the case. So that's where we learn empathy, and that is the best place to understand what it is and do what we can do, and also improve our skills of being more empathetic to people, and also improving our levels of kindness, and also being more what to say, instead of being more kind, it's more of making us very sensible. So I think this is the best place to learn empathy, and I hope we all learn from it too. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sridevi. You wonderfully touched upon what empathy is at home. In fact, I would. This is what I could gather from what you said. Empathy is about finding echoes of another person in yourself. If you do that, then empathy will just flow like a river at home or wherever you are. And you also brought out very beautifully the difference between sympathy and empathy. Nobody wants others to be sympathetic about you, but they need to show empathy on us. This is beautifully brought out. And what I liked about what you said was empathy as a skill. Please develop it as a skill so that it stays with you forever. Excellent interpretation of what empathy according to you means. Thank you, Sridevi, for participating. Now I will move on to the next topic. Yeah, kind and caring, especially towards our elders. If I can add a little more weight to that, who's going to volunteer? Probably I am going to call somebody because it may be better off. I would like to call Aravind Muthu, who's the first timer in this meet. Aravind, would you want to talk about this for 2 minutes? Aravind, are you there? Okay, if Aravind is not there, anybody else who would want to volunteer for this topic? Madhu? Toastmaster Madhu, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, my video is not working.
That's okay. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. when I think of kind and caring, one person that one incident that I can think of is how my father used to take care of my grandmother, that is my mother's mother. All of us were kind and caring to all the elders in the home, but my father understood that the most important challenge that people face, the elderly people face, is the lack of communication with others. There are very few people who would be interested in what the elderly would like to talk about. They usually want to talk about old times, the incidents which had happened during their younger days or childhoods, and many of us may not relate to it, so we don't give too much importance to it. We don't be good listeners to that. But my father understood, or he had realized that yes, that is a very important thing for his mother-in-law. And I remember he spending a lot of time with her, listening to her stories again and again. I'm sure some of the stories may have been told umpteen times, but he had been very patient, uh, uh, listening to her, laughing with her at the same time, at the opportune moments, making some very nice comments, talking about his impression of some people that she used to talk about at that point of time, and generally spend time with her so that she doesn't feel so alone. He also helped her to maintain the links with the old times as well as introduce new things to her. So that was a very good gesture that I could think of. I'm sure that is a very important thing for all of us to learn, especially when we are also getting older. I'm sure there will be some time when we also would like to have our uh, children, our sons and daughters, and our grandchildren to have spend some time with us. And maybe it is important for us to uh, make some or get some interest in things that they are concerned about, so that we'll have more uh, topics to talk to them and then spend time with them, so that they'll also feel interested in spending time with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Over to you.
Toastmaster. Thank you, Toastmaster Madhu. I can say this, kindness is a wonderful way to let another struggling soul to know that there is still love in this world. This is exactly what the people who require, who need kindness, who receive kindness feel like. I could exactly relate what Madhu told with my father, who was 85, who had served Navy for several years. He used to talk about his experience in Navy with my wife, and she used to patiently listen to him and encourage him to talk. This is exactly what when you talked about your father spending time with his mother-in-law. Today, not many sons spend time with their parents. That's how, unfortunately, the world is going. And here is somebody who was able to spend such a good time, quality time with his mother-in-law, appreciate her and listen to her again and again and understand their needs. I think this is touchy. I really love that, Madhu. Thank you for bringing it out. This is actually an eye-opener for a lot of us to appreciate, to understand the elderly people's needs at home. It is not just their physical needs, taking them to taking them out or getting them something beyond that, their emotional needs. I think beautifully you brought it out. Thank you so much, Madhu. Appreciate that.
Thank you very much.
The next topic is something that we all struggle with, don't we? Anger management. Who wants to pick it up? Pick it up calmly. Okay? Please pick it up calmly. Who's going to come there now? I want people to compete for this topic.
Yeah, hi, Ishwaran Mallikarjuna here again.
Go ahead, Mallikarjun.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so anger management, this is one of the best topic. I mean, thank you so much for this. Yeah, so actually when we were at calm and the situation was nothing, so we were used to get this type of thoughts. Yes, I have to maintain this anger management. But once that situation comes, so we don't know when how to react and when we'll be going to react. So frankly to say, yes, I most of the times I failed in this managing the anger, especially when anger comes in the sense this anger will come to only dearest ones, not unknown people, which I have observed and which I have analyzed on myself. So especially frankly to say, I have shown my anger to my wife many times, main thing, and even with my mom also, and with my brother, everybody almost, but only for small reasons which I couldn't manage. So directly it would come just in like that. But frankly to say, yeah, so I have to work it out from the day when I got an knowledge about the managing this anger. I try to take some instructions, but yeah, somewhere, but the frequency is bit get reduced, so that I could say. But yeah, I have to work out more. And yeah, even many of us, even my friends, even my colleagues, they were giving me so many instructions to do like this and this. Yes, I'm taking all those inputs, but frankly to say, yeah, so many times which I have failed it. And especially in work wise, yeah, work wise I was very much confident, because when I have a confidence level, then definitely I will put my effort and I used to close it. But home, right, even we won't show anger in workplace. That is different scenario, because if we show an anger, it would be impact in our review times and all. So that's the reason somewhere I might be getting no to fail these things. Yeah, it was nice topic. Yeah, thank you so much, Ishwaran. Yeah.
Thank you, Mallikarjun. If I can say this, control your anger. It is only one letter away from danger. Thiruvallur says, Cinnamonnum Serdare Kolli. Means the anger will not only kill you, but everybody around you. That's how it is dangerous. You beautifully captured the difference between anger and tolerance. Mathreya said this in one of his lectures, I heard. We show anger at home with people whom we love. The same anger, when it comes outside, be it at work or any other place, we tolerate it. So that is the difference between showing anger and being tolerant. Good thing is you accepted that when you are calm, you don't want to get anger, but suddenly it comes. Trust me, the anger control management comes only by practice. Whatever others tell you, as you keep practicing, I'm sure you will control that. You are saying that you are taking help from others, which is good to hear that. And the calm, more you become calm, the future will be good. So on that note, I'm glad that you chose this topic, and thank you for sharing your thoughts, Mallikarjun.
Thank you.
I will move on to the, thank you so much again. I'll move on to the next topic. Okay, this is also something we all love, don't we? Okay, however bad it is, we still love it. So who's going to pick it up?
Can I?
Who's this, Pallavi?
Pallavi.
Oh, Pallavi.
Yeah.
Over to you, Pallavi.
Right. Procrastination. It's simply pushing up of work again and again until the very last moment. Exactly what I'm doing right now. I have a project submission tomorrow and I only started today. So it is jump, push, I'll do it tomorrow. I have time. I'll do it tomorrow. I have time. Repeated pushing until the last minute. Exactly 1 hour before the submission or something, you'll remember, oh shit, I didn't even start this. Hurry. And it is an incomplete work or a messed up work. I might get marks, but what I might get if I had started way earlier when I was assigned and what I started an hour ago, there's a huge gap. Right now, due to lockdown, even our staff has a lot of time to sit and read all 90 of our papers and see, catch here, copied from here, both are same, gone. Everything is similar. No, zero, restart. Oh God, for that I'd rather start earlier. But then again, procrastination is a wonderful habit, you know. You keep pushing, and sometime later the staff will forget. You even have the submission, they'll come ask us for the date, and we'll procrastinate. We'll tell them, I think we had 2 more weeks before submission. Ma'am, do you remember correctly or not? We'll push it unless and until they specify a date. Every time we procrastinate is every time we say, I have time. I am going to be lazy. I'm not going to start. This is a bad habit. We need to stop. We need to start working the moment we got to get better result. Now, this procrastination needs to stop and come back to early work so that we finish earlier. This is one habit everyone needs to cultivate, be it a child or an adult. I think the only people who don't do it is our grandparents. Like, they know the essence of time. They'll start early and they'll finish their work and leave it long later. Afterwards, they'll only give a perfect result to us. Unlike us, we give them incomplete, messed up work. This early work habit is something we need to learn from our grandparents. Thank you.
Thank you, Pallavi. Thank you so much for joining. And procrastination is like credit card. Okay, it's fun. It's a lot of fun until you get the bill. This is what I will relate procrastination with. And Pallavi, you are very honest in what you said. Instead of saying a lot of my friends procrastinate and I don't, you honestly admitted that you have a project submission tomorrow and you have just started today. This is mostly the trend of every student today, especially because of the lockdown and we being at home, we tend to take it for granted. And then you do things in a hurry, there are mistakes and all of that can happen. And you really appreciated the previous generation, the grandparents. Yes, you're right. They are always ahead, in fact. They plan so much. If there is a train at 10 o'clock, they'll be in the railway station at 8 o'clock. That's how they plan. And I think our generation, your generation, needs to learn a lot from them. I really hope that by the time you finish your college, you come out of this at least by a few steps and try to be on time. Thank you so much again. I will have two more topics and then I will wind up. So please get ready for the next topic, punctuality. This is the opposite of procrastination. So who's going to take it up?
Toastmaster Gayatri.
Yes, Gayatri, please go ahead.
Can you just move? Hi, Ishwar. Thank you for the topic. So I'm still wondering whether this Gayatri who's going to talk about punctuality. Yes, it is. So some years back, while I was in my 7th or 8th grade, there was this strange friend of mine. Her entire family, from her, I would say, from her till her grandmother, were all punctual. So whenever we got to start to a school, so we both cycle and then we reach our school, which is almost 1.5 kilometers from our home. So we both are a street away from each other. So her mom calls me half an hour before she starts and say, Gayu, are you ready? Preeti is gonna start in some time. And then her father calls me. Preeti has just started. I hope you have come down from your home. So starting from that till we were schoolmates, then college mates, and we are more of a family together. We are very close. So every time there is some plan or trip which is being planned, some 6 or 7 months before, they have the plan ready. And I think because of this close connection, to some extent they have influenced me so much that even I have started getting this behavior, unlike my brother Natraj, who is completely the opposite of this. So he is like, every time we go to a movie together, there are times like we have reached the theater after the second half. Do you still believe me? We reached to one of the movie after the second half. The ticket, or the door opener for the theater, he himself questioned us, do you still want to see the movie? Yes. So I think I am drifting towards a person who was not at all punctual to becoming a person who likes to be punctual. I think this intent is really important more than being punctual myself. And I think I'm happy about it, and I'll be trying to influence more such people to become punctual. I think this is a habit which is to be developed in everybody, and what works for you works for you. So there are people who think being punctual does not work for them, maybe due to a lot of reasons, but what works for you works for you. So thank you for the opportunity, Toastmaster Ishwar. Over to you.
Thank you, Gayatri. It's a great topic because I like this simply because I'm a very punctual guy. I hate to be late. I will say it's difficult to prove yourself reliable when people are required to wait for you. I would strongly say this simply because being punctual is one of the best qualities that one can have. You talked about your friend Preeti. Literally, you gave a running commentary about how her mother will inform you, how her father will inform you. That's how the reputation you had created. But then, yeah, gradually it is. I'm glad to see that you have changed and you got an opportunity to, talk about Nataraj. You will never leave that alone. You also talked about Nataraj and how still he is falling behind you. But good, you are trying to influence people to come into the punctuality side. And those who say that I can't get up or I can't be there on time, etc., they are all excuses. I think you brought it out very nicely. Good. Thank you, Gayatri, for participation. I will. The last topic is coming on your way. With that, TD session will come to an end. Okay, I'm going to pick up something which I really want. So I'm going to pass a few topics. This is what I wanted to pick. Celebrating others' success. Okay, this is something that we fail to do, which is one of the traits that we should have. So I want somebody to come and talk about this. Have you ever done this in your life? You have not done, or somebody did it for you. You can touch upon your experience based on this topic. Who wants to volunteer?
Can I?
Who's this?
Gokul here.
Yes, Gokul. Please go ahead.
So thank you, TT Master. So celebrating others. So this is one trait I think we have to learn as a skill. So how this skill I developed, I think most probably when only after I came to Toastmasters. So I would like to give some examples for how I developed this skill. So when I was in the Orators of Tech Mahindra Club, which is a corporate club like TCS, Maitri and AstraZeneca. So we have our executive committee meeting, and after the ExCom was formed, so at that point of time, our strength was 9 only. Only 9 people were there in our Toastmasters club. We were just 1 ahead, 1 member plus the minimum requirement for a Toastmasters club to be active, that is 8. So at that point of time, my 2 deputies, I was the president, I had a VPE and I had a VPM. Both were very able Toastmasters. One was Niveda, another one was Vetri. So they both put in lot of ideas. They brought in lot of ideas, and we used to brainstorm at least 3 times a week of how to bring in energy in our Toastmasters club. And you won't believe that one experiment which you tried is to go as a vendor in our cafeteria. When you go to a cafeteria, you'll have a lot of vendors who would actually sell you maybe a credit card or something. And we went there and we did that exercise. And that proved to be a game changer for our club. And that idea was entirely theirs and was only there to support them. And when this happened, many people came, they saw our meeting, and we managed to get from 9 to 20 after just another 6 months of time. At that point of time, I really gave them the recognition that they deserved, which I think I was happy that I celebrated their success. I was the most happiest person there, but I never mentioned my name. I always kept my people front, my VP and VPM. I celebrated their success. I think that's a skill everybody has to learn. Over to the TT Master.
Thank you so much, Gokul. Being an ex-Tech Mahindra employee, I could relate, I could imagine, visualize what you would have done in the cafeteria. I wish I was also there at that time. If I want to talk about what is celebrating others' success, it is promise yourself today to be just as enthusiastic about the success of others as you are about your own. It's important. Gokul, you really touched upon not only the topic but also related that with the Toastmasters, which is wonderful. You named a couple of people, Niveda and Vetri, who were instrumental in increasing the strength from 9 to 20, that too through an innovative method. Anand Mahindra always talks about this. Innovative planning is one of his mantras in his 4 or 5 things. And true to that, the game changer was when you went to the cafeteria, talked about Toastmasters, and you were able to bring people. And the best thing about a leader is to give credit where it is due. I think you have truly done that. I appreciate that. And you are a leader here as well. And I'm sure you will continue to do that. Thank you for choosing this topic. This is something I really wanted to pick because not many of us do this, which we all should learn to do. On that note, I will complete the TT section here. I will hand over the stage back to Toastmaster of the day. Thank you so much for the participation. I really hope that you are able to articulate, you are able to connect with the topic and speak. Thank you again for the participation.
Thank you very much, Ishwaran. It was indeed a great, interesting set of questions for all of us. And all those Toastmasters and all those guests who have come forward and given us all those great responses. Thank you very much for all of you guys. So with that said, now let's move on to the third segment of our meeting, which is the better listening. And this segment will be led by a general evaluator, Toastmaster Lokesh. Toastmaster Lokesh, the stage is yours.
Thanks, TMOD Akhil. Am I visible and audible to everybody?
You are audible, but you're not visible. Okay.
Now?
Not really. I can just see a black screen. That's it. Yes, it came and just went.
Okay, I'll continue my session.
Please.
So the prepared evaluation speech evaluation will start with Karthik Balaji for the first speech which gave by Mallika Arjuna. So Toastmaster Karthik Balaji, the stage is all yours.
Yeah, thanks Lokesh. Am I visible and audible?
Yes, Karthik.
Yeah, a very good evening to everyone and special good evening to my target speaker, Toastmaster.
Thank you.
What a way to present a feedback speech. So you have taken the topic as life during lockdown. Yes, life during lockdown was very miserable for many of us, and for few of us it would be a boon in a disguise. So coming to your speech, so the introduction where you gave about why there was a lockdown and why because of a contagious disease and there was no vaccine and no medicine introduced, and that was a good introduction. And then coming to the next plus point is the sequence of events that you narrated in your speech, starting from the way that you started your travel back to home till the conclusion where you said how you felt disgusted when people in your home were having a symptom similar to COVID. And the third point is the feel or the tone of the speech that you had in your entire speech. You are feeling high at a place where you are feeling happy or accelerated, and you are feeling low, like at places where you are feeling where you have to express your feeling of lowness. So that was very good in your speech. So coming to the corrections that I have observed in your speeches, the very first one is the usage of grammar. Grammar has to be improved a lot in your speech because there was a lot of confusion between the present tense and the past tense. At places where present tense has to be used, past tense was used, and at place where past tense has to be used, present was used. So there was a lot of confusion between the tenses in your speech. But I hope with a better practice, you could make that clear. Then second one is like you had a conversation with you and the sub-inspector of police. So it was a very monotonous speech. What you could have done is like you could have enacted as yourself and the sub-inspector of police, and how you escape from the sub-inspector of police stating the real reason uh, of your reason. So that could be that could be little bit lively in that. Then the third one is the conclusion. So what I felt like was the conclusion was not strong enough for the speech that you have chosen. You have beautifully explained about the life of a common person during a lockdown. So what are the difficulties that he would go through and how safe he could be would be a better conclusion if you had given a very good strong message. So to conclude, there was a beautiful structure of speech or a sequence of events that you had in your speech, and the tone of your speech was also good. But with the corrections that I said, like the proper usage of grammar, use of enacting during your conversation, and a very strong conclusion would make your speech a very better one. Over to you, General Evaluator Toastmaster.
Thank you, Karthik. Yeah, definitely I'll improve in those.
That was a constructive feedback given by Toastmaster Karthik. Now we'll move upon our second speech evaluator, Toastmaster Madhavan, for Raven's speech. Toastmaster Madhavan, the stage is all yours.
Happy evening once again. I am audible?
Yes.
Yes, you are audible.
Am I audible?
Yes,
Good
you are.
evening once again to all, and my target speaker, Toastmaster Raven in particular. What an apt topic considering the COVID time. When we are fighting corona and extensive research are being done to find a vaccine, here we require resilience to overcome such a big economic crisis. He hooked the audience attention by explaining the topic, resilience and conundrum in detail, so that the audience can absorb and understand. Because we have to prepare the mind of the receiver in order that they absorb the content. Only a well-prepared soil, only the seed will grow. If the soil is not prepared, even the very good seed will not grow. Any topic basis research should be supported by credible data. He did it in his style. You did a perfection by providing the research data and supported by the credibility very effective. You also gave me various books which we can easily refer and satisfy ourselves. You have also shared some personal experience, like how he skipped the birthday party, trading off even the pleasurable moments for studies and other things in order to overcome in life. You have also provided solution how to sustain resilience, out of which the network, out of which one thing I took to my heart is network of healthy people, because only the healthy people and a good thought will take you to higher levels. We should always look up to higher people so that we can grow. If you are surrounded by a people with a lower maturity, then your ego only will grow. You will not grow in the overall realm. And as far as for some improvement is concerned, a couple of things you have used a little bit jargons in your 5 to 7 minute speech. In such a short period, you cannot cover and explain everything in detail. Secondly, you should, I think, in the final phase, you are little bit hurry in completing the speech. So that's why you have completed the last 1 minute was little bit fast. So I'm not able to observe. And so as the audience. Overall, it's a fantastic speech with a lot of research material supported by, and considering the situation we are in, it's a perfect speech. Except the couple of improvement, minimizing the jargon, and also to face up the content, it will, this speech, good speech will become a better to the best. All the very best for your speaker, future speeches. Thank you.
Thank
Over
you.
to Toastmaster of the day.
Thanks, Noel.
That was a detailed evaluation from Toastmaster Madhavan. So now I would like to call upon the third evaluator, Toastmaster Sridevi, for Natarajan's speech. Toastmaster Sridevi, the stage is all yours.
So good evening, everybody, and a special good evening to my target speaker, Jayendra. I think, Jayendra, you have given a wonderful speech that justifies your title. That is addressing the need digitally. So the first thing I liked about your speech is you have had a very nice smile throughout the speech, which has made it a more vibrant speech than what you were about to tell. So the first thing you have started with is by asking a question about what need is. I was a little confused because it's very common for people to tell what need is and then tell about what they are doing for the needy. But when you ask the second question called what's an essential need and what's not an essential need, your topic was very forthcomingly put forward. So you have created a base or a platform for your speech to be stood upon so that you could explain it properly. So I like that you have included a pyramid on a chart instead of including it in a presentation, because in a presentation it's a little bit difficult to show because the concentration might shift towards you or the presentation. But when you're having a chart to show, you are able to explain everything that is there in the chart. But while also telling about this, I would like to tell you that you have 5 topics in the chart, but you have just listed out the topics instead of explaining them a little more clearly. If you had explained all the topics a little more clearly, it would have been very great, like set back a very great stage for you to tell about it. So the second part of your speech was mostly about what you have done in your personal life, which is very important for you to tell a proposal. When you are giving a proposal to somebody, obviously you will have to tell about your own experience, what you have already done and what the solutions are for it. And you have put all of these points together. The first point that you have come up with is how you had made need and want differentiate. You were able to differentiate between need and want, and also telling them about how the people who need are more importantly to be taken care of. So you were also able to present it properly, and you were also able to tell that you had solutions for it by giving examples of podcasts that you have done and how the podcast went ahead and how the response to it was also, because that is very important when you're telling about the proposal that you have already done. If you're giving them the results, they would understand that this is what you have done and this is the results you have got. The second thing that you have done in the second part of the speech is giving the solution for this particular year and also telling the limitations of why you have done it. Only that much, and why you have left the remaining for the next year. Explaining the limitations is very important so that you are giving a view of the market for everybody who is there to come and listen to the proposal. But when coming to 2 more points that you could have improved or made it a better is you could have prepared a little bit more, and also you could have included a little more of artifacts so people could understand what you have done instead of just putting it in words, because the pictures or presentation would have been more effective on people than just putting words. So as a whole, your speech was very, very informative and also very, very message oriented, which will inspire a lot of us to take up. But please also concentrate on just presenting it a little bit more effectively. Great speech, and also all the best for all these future speeches. Thank you.
Thanks, Devi, for a well-remarked evaluation. Now, coming for the fourth evaluator, Toastmaster Krishna for Ishwaran's project. Toastmaster Ishwaran, the stage is all yours.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. And once again, special good evening to my target speaker, Toastmaster Ishwaran. He delivered the project on active listening by giving the TT topics today. First of all, I liked the theme that he chose for the table topics and those excellent choice of themes, which also kindled the interest of the speakers quite easily. Kudos to you on the choice of the topics. Coming to the project objective, you are supposed to demonstrate that you are able to actively listen to the speakers. In that extent, you are supposed to either reiterate or say paraphrase of what they have told. While you have largely attempted this, I noticed that you are trying to bring in your own color or flavor to it by adding your thought process on the topic, which is outside the project requirement. What is expected is you have to tell what they have told. So there you added something more on this one. However, you touched of the points that they talked about, that also touched by you, but not the way they said. So that is one point. Also, I noticed that one more point is here. Some in the beginning, the points that were touched upon were not completely full, but as you picked up the speakers came onto the stage, I noticed that you are able to touch upon all the points, relevant points that they told. However, again, it needs to be a complete paraphrasing or reiteration of what they spoke and not adding anything of our own. One more point here that I would like to note is that as a TT topics, this system that is being followed is the topic should have been given only after the speaker takes up the stage. In this case, we had given the topics ahead of the speaker coming to the stage, which allowed them additional time to think about it. So which should have been avoided. So they are not giving, it has to be on the toes. So they have to be told the topics only on stage. Overall, I would say you are able to touch all the relevant points of the speakers by and large and put it in your own words instead of saying in their words. Otherwise, you demonstrated that you have listened to them. You are able to repeat what they are told in your words, which should have been in their words. Good learning skills. Hope to see more and more speeches from you in the next lesson. Thank you, and over to the GE. You are muted, sir. Yeah.
Thanks, Krishnan, for evaluating such a wonderful Ishwaran's project in a well articulated manner. So, with that note, I would like to call upon our overall general evaluation team, that is tagged. So, timer Ashokan, can you please tell us that every speaker is qualified or not?
Hello, Lokesh, am I audible?
Yes, Ashok. Yeah.
Yeah. So all the speakers are within their timings. So should I give my report now?
Uh, yes, Ashok.
Okay.
You can give your
So
report.
yeah. So we had the first session, Better Speaking, in which we had our first speaker, Toastmaster Mallikarjun, who has taken 7 minutes and 24 seconds, which is in within the time he's qualified. Then we had the speaker two, Ravant. He had his presentation and he took 10 minutes and 36 seconds. But I think so there was a network issue and he wasn't able to hear my bell. Maybe that's the reason it took a time for him to wrap up. So maybe it can be an exceptional thing, and he can be the qualified. And we had the speaker three, Natarajan, who took 6 minutes and 42 seconds. After that, we had speaker number four, Ishwaran, but he had his table topic master, so we don't have a timing for them. Then we had a better thinking session, which was a table topic led by Toastmasters Ishwaran, in which the first speaker was Toastmasters Lokesh. Lokesh, you took 1 minute and 27 seconds. Then we had second Toastmasters, Toastmaster Devi. You took 2 minutes 2 seconds. Third Toastmasters, Toastmaster Madhu. You took 2 minutes 33 seconds. Fourth speaker, Toastmasters Mallikarjun, you took 2 minutes 8 seconds. Fifth speaker, Pallavi, you took 2 minutes 27 seconds. Sixth speaker, Toastmaster Gayatri, you took 2 minutes 35 seconds. Seventh speaker, Toastmasters Gokul, you took 2 minutes 30 seconds. And all the speakers are eligible. Then we had a better listening sessions where first evaluator Toastmasters Karthik, you took 2 minutes 59 seconds. Second evaluator Toastmasters Madhvan, you took 2 minutes 50 seconds. third evaluator, Toastmaster Sridevi, you took 3 minutes 36 seconds. And fourth evaluator, Toastmasters Krishnan, you took 2 minutes 59 seconds. And with this, I'll say all the speakers are qualified. Thank you.
Thanks, Ashok, for the detailed report of your timer's role. Now, I would like to call upon our counter of the day, Toastmaster Ganeshan. Toastmaster Ganeshan, can you share your report, please?
Thank you so much, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Logesh. Just I will try now to share my screen. Let us see it's happening or not. Are you able to see my screen? Hello?
Yes, Ganeshan, we can see your screen.
You can see your
This is the counter report. TMOD, TM Akhil, 3 4 so, 3 and the DT Master, TM Isuran, 2 and 2 OK. General Evaluator, TM Lokesh, 3 4 so, and 1 and. Then Speaker Mallikarjuna Reddy, 2 11 so, and 1 and 4 yeah or yes, and 1 unintentional fudge. Then Speaker Toastmaster Revant Kumar, 2 13 so, 6 and 1 yes or yeah. Then Speaker 3, Toastmaster Natraj, 6 22 so, 4 and so like this. Deputy Speaker Sridevi, 1 so, and 2 uninterpreted parts. Toastmaster Madhu, 2 that's all. Toastmaster Mallikarjuna Reddy again in the TT Speaker, 1 so, 2 and 9 yes or yeah. Pallavi, Toastmaster Pallavi, 1 so only, and 2 uninterpreted parts. Toastmaster Gayatri, 3 7 so, 1 and 2 unintentional parts. And TT Speaker Gokul Narayan, 1 1 so. Then from the evaluator side, Toastmaster Karthik, 2 2 so, 1 and 1 unintentional punch. Then Toastmaster Madhavan sir, 1 1 so. And Toastmaster Sridevi, 3 and 2 so. So this is all of the report. Now, sir, stage is yours. You can continue.
Thanks for the detailed report of our counter's role, Toastmaster Ganeshan. So now I would like to call upon our grammarian of the day, Toastmaster Suman. Toastmaster Suman, can you share your reports, please?
Yeah, thank you, Lokesh. Firstly, you guys are able to see me and hear my voice, right? Yeah,
yes.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
Suman.
Yeah, so as a grammarian, I've noted down few words, quotations, and yeah, word of the day being used, and few not so good grammar as well. To start with the words, I'm delighted to read out the words, a good vocabulary, starting with conundrum, resilience, dilemma, adverse, cultivate, so tremendous, tranquil, fraternity, traits, hindrance, evident, echoes, tolerance, procrastination, vibrant, contagious, and monotonous. These are the few vocabulary words which I could see being used. And so it will be very helpful for our entire team. And I would like to reiterate the quotes or phrases which have been used by our team members, our Toastmasters. So starting with, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find your strength, by Marcus Aurelius, which is good. And there's a second quote which I love to read out is, do what you do just better each day. Do not be a victim of false hope syndrome. Need is essential and want is luxury. And then Rome is not built in a single day. A beautiful one is like, anger is one letter away from danger. then boon in disguise. Then I'm actually exhilarated for being used the word exhilarate. I think the count has come down to 4. I really appreciate that Mallikarjun, Akhil, Ishwar, and Karthik. Thanks for that. And I'm sorry, please let me know if I have missed someone else. I truly appreciate that. And so not so good usage of grammar is like using present tense in place of past and past tense in place of present tense. So the sentences like I have never get. So instead you can use like I have never got. And then I stand beside the bike. So I stood beside the bike. So he's carrying the 6 passengers. Instead you can say like he was carrying. Then it was been used like he has been betrayed by so and so person. So but here you can use like he was betrayed. And then uh, we were roaming with similar age gap. So instead we could call it as similar ages or age group people. So here is my detailed report, Toastmaster Lokesh. Thanks for that.
Thanks for the wonderful report, Suman. So now coming back to my general evaluation for the meeting. So from starting from presiding officer till the table topic master, that was a well organized manner which the meeting should be held, and it held. So kudos to all of you who have taken the role and well maintained all the roles. From I would like to say that presiding officer, the main role which he has done extremely well. He has uh, he has talked with the guests, encouraged them, and made lot of efforts. And the technical thing which I didn't saw till now, that was the virtual claps in any meeting, was a very good thing. Kudos to you, presiding officer. From there, I would love to talk upon our TMOD, Toastmaster Akhil. He has been given a good, has taken a good theme for the today's meet, which is beaches, and I think we all relate with the beach word and experience. We all love to experience beaches all over the globe, where it has in Chennai or in any other thing. Like Toastmaster Akhil has gone to Gokarna and he has explained his feelings about the Paradise Beach. So it was a well articulated thing from Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Akhil. From there, I would like to talk upon the prepared speeches. Uh, every speech was celebrated with the positive note, and I will appreciate all the speakers that you have taken a lot of efforts to give speeches. Kudos to you also. Uh, Table topic master Ishwaran, he has taken a wonderful topics and which were very relatable to day life, and it will help a lot to the people about whether it is about anger management, empathy, kind. These are all the things which gives lot of positiveness in our daily habits. From there, I would like uh, to talk upon the evaluation point of view. The evaluators were very well detailed with the evaluation. They have mentioned everything of what to do, what to not, with the constructive feedback to the prepared speaker. I wish all the speakers to inculcate in your further speeches so that you can get better and better in your speeches. From evaluation, the tag team was very well detailed with their reports. Timer has given a detailed report of every speech timing, and our counter has well articulated all the R's and M's and what not, the filler words. Our grammarian has got all the nice usage of phrasal verbs, new words which were used in the meeting, and the incorrect usage of words. So kudos to all the tag team role players. With that note, I would like to say that it was a well organized meeting, and there were few points which I would like to shed upon. First is there was a technical glitch from most of the people from our side, and I think with over time we can overcome it. Uh, it was a wonderful meeting. So kudos to all of you, and I applaud everyone who was there in the meeting. Thanks a lot. Over to you, presiding officer. Eddie Gokul.
Lokesh, I'll take it from here.
Okay. Okay. Sorry. Toastmaster.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Lokesh. Thank you very much to you and to your team for that detailed feedback. We have enjoyed this. As you said, we enjoyed this session along with you. And we're going to build upon whatever that you have provided to us. So thank you very much to your team as well. So with that said, I think, this is the last segment or last thing that we're going to have today, which is the most exciting or accelerating thing to do over here in this meeting, which is the voting. So can we do the voting right now? Are you all ready to do the voting to pick the best speakers and best role players over here in this today's meeting?
Hope everybody is able to see the voting pop up in your screen.
Yes, hope everybody can see that. We do have only 30 seconds. I hope 30 seconds would be enough for all of us to respond on each of those polls. We've received only two of you guys have responded. We need more of you. We have 16. Okay. We have 10 more to respond to this. Yes, it's going good. Six more. I think only two more to respond right now. I think yes. All right, so we do have the results, but I would take some, let me not respond, reveal the results. I think, the presiding officers would be the right person to respond to it. So with that said, it has been my pleasure as well, along with all the other role players, it has been my pleasure to serve as a Toastmaster for today's session. So not for today alone, we would meet up at hopefully things like this. Thank you very much, Area Director Gokul, for providing me this opportunity. And I think, we would have many more such occasions where we can all come together and have such great meetings. So with that said, thank you very much. And over to you, Toastmaster Manikandan, for the closing remarks.
Good evening to everyone once again.
Good evening.
What a meeting, right? Yeah, thank God. I thought somebody may answer like it's a joint meeting, but yeah. So I'm sure I not only hope, but I'm sure that everybody had a great time because right from the efforts put up by all the role players, from the speakers, from behind the screen, the efforts have accelerated me a lot. So I hope everybody's experience has been enriched by this our first area even joint meeting, and we will continue to do more in the future. So meanwhile, I'm ready to listen to all the feedbacks regarding today's meeting. Right from I love to listen to the guest. Like my first preference will be given to guests. So any guest, if you want to share your feedback or any words about today's meeting, it's your time. Okay, now it's time to all other Toastmasters to share your feedback about today's meeting.
Yeah, hi Mani. This is Toastmaster Suman.
Hi, Suman.
It was really nice actually to have a joint meeting of 3 clubs, and it went really well. There were a few points which have exhilarated or whatever kind of happiness I call it out. One is the counter report was very exhaustive and it was very good. which we can take it out to our clubs as well. So I would like to just share, like, it was very good, and if we have continued such type of things, we will learn as well. Yeah, thank you.
Sure, Sumant. Uh, Even I want to reiterate it. It was a very detailed report, and when we visualize it, we will get it more and take back even in our upcoming speeches, and we will implement it. So special kudos to our counter Toastmaster Ganesh from Walkie Talkie Nangalalur Club. And I also want to especially appreciate Toastmaster Krishnan, as I can see from the report, he have a clean speech. He didn't use any R's, ums, or unnecessary passes. So let's appreciate him. Anybody else want to share their feedback about today's session?
Yeah, I want to, Ishwar here.
Yes, Ishwar.
Yeah, actually, when Gokul said this week it is going to be a 3-club joint meeting, I was expecting at least 50-60 people. I'm very surprised that we have a very low number. This is probably the number that we usually get in a club meeting. I really don't know why. The festive season is over. We still have 2 weeks for Diwali. I'm surprised that we haven't got people. That is the reason why I also spent more time to come out with a lot of topics for the TT. Unfortunately, we could not use quite a lot of that. I really don't know why, but other than that, I think the meeting was very good, well organized. Entire team put up a good show. Thank you for this. We need more such meetings so that we get to see other people and we get to implement other clubs' good practices that we can imbibe, just like how you said about our counter. The grammarian report, I loved the way he presented. He was able to pick up a lot of phrases that we used. It's easy to pick up a word, but to pick up multiple phrases and put it back in a report, it is not easy, which he did. So these are the good things that we also take back from here. In a sense that if we have more participation, it would have been a bigger motivation for all of us. On that note, thank you very much for this meeting.
Thank you so much for sharing your view about today's meeting. And a few have shared their chat about today's meeting, like Madhavan has shared, looking forward to many more such joint meetings. I like it very much as it helps us to network better. And thank you everyone for connecting today. And now I want to request our area director Gokul to share a few words about today's meeting.
Thank you. First of all, I would like to congratulate all the club's presidents, their ExCom team, for coming together as a team, because the first time that we have come to such a meeting. We started our term in July. Now we are in November. So now I think it's a bit late. I would like to apologize for everyone that this meeting was done a little late, but still better late, not never. So I think what the purpose of this particular meeting is for networking among our clubs. So all 3 clubs, AstraZeneca, TCS Maitri and Walkie Talkie, have individual strengths. So only if everyone come together, we will know how each and every club had their individual attributes. Individual traits of a club will get shared with others. And when we do so, all the 3 clubs will grow together. That's the ultimate objective for this area. And I would like to thank our assistant area directors, Parag and Jayanta Natraj, for giving inputs how this can be done in a very effective manner. So thank you to my assistant area directors and the ExCom team, who have made sure they put all their efforts to make sure that the participation from each and every clubs are at least decent enough. As Ishwaran pointed out, that I expected a bigger crowd. That's a disappointment from my end, but I will take responsibility. Maybe I didn't do the job very well. So maybe all the 3 clubs, let's improve next time. I think already I could see a sense of great achievement for all the people who are present in this meeting. I think you want more. A dil mange more. Okay, we want more such meetings. I could see, I'm able to read your thoughts. I'm sure that you also are with me in that. So let's have more such sessions, but certainly next time I would want a better participation. Let's put up a good show. That it's not for showing the numbers. It's not for numbers. It's only for learning. If we get more people, more guests, each and every club will get benefited. So let's do that next time. But again, kudos to all the club presidents, their ExCom, for doing a great show. It's a great start. So thank you. And all the role players for this particular meeting. We had role players from across the 3 clubs. So thank you again for making sure the representation is there for each and every club. So we all have learned a lot from this meeting. Let's continue learn. Let's continue to meet. Let's continue to learn. And thank you once again. I would over to the presiding officer, Manikandan.
Thank you so much, Gokul, for bringing up this initiative. And we are with you in this journey together. So we will arrange such meetings, and we'll make sure all get good experience and learn many things from each of us. And one more thing I want to share, or I want to take a time to share the special kudos is to Toastmaster Gayatri from Walkie Talkie Nanganallur Group, as she has driven this joint meeting right from connecting with all the excoms, making sure all the role players are in there, making sure the meeting is started in time. So special kudos to Toastmaster Gayatri.
Thank you, Manikant.
Yes, and I also want to take a time to appreciate Toastmaster Roshini from Walkie Talkie Nanganallur Club and Toastmaster Sumant from TCS My Three Titans Club for creating such a nice posters to make sure our to do this PR activities. Yes, now we are ready with the results, so it's time to see the winners of today's meeting. So I will be sharing my screen. Let me know once it is visible. Is my screen visible?
Yes, Manikandan, I can see your screen.
Yes, let's start with prepared speaker. So any guesses? So the best speaker of today's joint meeting goes to Toastmaster Nataraj from Walkie Talkie Nanganallur Club. I request people to unmute and appreciate the winners.
Just a second, hold on. I'll take a snap of this.
Sure.
It looks very colorful. Caught attention of the Zoom master.
Done. You can proceed.
Thank you, Gayatri. Next, coming to the best evaluator. So today we have 4 evaluations, so it's a fierce battle. And the best evaluator goes to Toastmaster Sridevi from TCS My Three Titans. Kudos, Sridevi.
Thank you, Mani.
Best role player. So under role player category, so we have kept a general evaluator and the Toastmaster of the day and table topic master. So the best role player of today's joint meeting goes to the person who took us to beaches. So Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Akhil. Best tag team player, the timer, R counter, and grammarian. Today, tag team player has given a detailed report, and we can see how they were actively listening. So today, this award is being shared by 2 tag team players. So R counter Toastmaster Ganesh from Walkie Talkie Nanganallur Club and grammarian Toastmaster Sumant from TCS My Three Titans Toastmasters Club. Kudos to both of you.
Thank you, Manu.
And finally, best table topic speaker. Any guesses, guys? Since this is the last award, you have one last chance to guess.
Everybody.
So today we got an idea like what is the difference between sympathy and empathy we are here. So this goes to Toastmaster Sridevi from TCS My Three Titans Toastmasters Club.
Thank you, Mani.
So that's all from today's meeting. Hope I'm sure you all had a great time, great Sunday time, and you'll be starting your next week with a great energy. One more point I want to add before winding up today's meeting is we are this November is a season of division conferences. From upcoming Saturday, many division conferences is going to happen. You can go and check out the District 120 website in the event section, and you will get at what weekend which division conference is going to happen. Especially our division conference, Division E conference, is going to happen on November 21. So please block your calendars. And currently we are brainstorming themes for our Division E conference. So I'll be love to hear from each and every one of you. You can connect with our area director, Toastmaster Gokul, to get more info on this.
Yes. One more thing to announce. I think there is Arun, our division director, wants to get name for the division conference. So if anyone can start, I think the letter will be E. So kindly make sure that we have name starting with E, and who knows, the person whose name is taken by the division, I'm sure you will be rewarded by the division director. And it's a surprise. I don't know what that is, but he said it's a surprise. So people can come up with names. Kindly contact Arun Kota, our division director. Kindly text him the name that you want to keep for our division conference. So the more entries, the more chance that you could be one of the winners. So the contest is already on. So please put up your thinking shoes and then start getting names that start with the letter E. Over to, that's, sorry Manikandan, I took time from your thing. So let's go back to you.
Thank you, Gokul. Maybe we can put up one suggestion from our entire area as one team must exhilarate. So let's see if we wins, our entire area will get the award. So,
okay.
And before winding up today's meeting, any more announcements or any info anybody want to share? Great then. So I am officially adjourning the first joint meeting of Area E1 with the sound of this mightiest weapon, that my pen. Yeah, guys, now the meeting is open for any informal talk, so you can stay and talk.
And Mani, like how can we contact the division group member?
I will share the contact of our division director.
I think
This word of the day, we can't give the credit to you because just now I told this credit entire area.